You know, one of the most common comments that I got when I introduced the world to PrintABloks was that I needed to patent them. In fact, one of the comments that I kind of enjoyed the most said that I should patent them so that I could release them open source, which I don't think I need a patent to do, but I didn't. And I'm no patent lawyer, and I didn't consult a patent lawyer, but I have my reasons, and I'd like to talk about them just a little bit. And while I do, I'm going to be opening up and printing some PrintABloks from my friend Greg at Xometry, who printed these on his highfalutin, high-grade, professional 3D printers. Yes, isn't it lovely? I think I just went full Marvin the Martian on that. Let's go open these up and talk about what a professional grade 3D printed PrintABlok does and why I didn't patent them. Hopefully I didn't make too big a mistake with that. So here are the parts that I got from Xometry. Each one of them came in a separate little baggie, which I think that's because I sent them the separate files instead of just having them do just plating the whole thing, which maybe I should have plated them. Let's get these out of the way. I need these, I need these, and I need these to start. Now Greg at Xometry also sent me this really cool thing. This cube demonstrates all of the different processes that they have, and if you look on the back, they've got them all named there. This is nylon, this is FDM, but he also sent me a neat little key here. So this blue one here is a selective laser sintering with a nylon 12 material. This one over here is HP multi-jet fusion, which is what he recommended all of these, but they can also do fuse deposition modeling ABS, which I would have chosen to do this in ABS, but he recommended this one, the HP multi-jet fusion. So I thought, okay, and they all have these little tabs, so you could potentially stress test them, but I don't want to break it. I don't want to like stress test them to see how far they go and break, because I kind of like it this way. It looks to me like these are these poly panels? These look like Devon's poly panels, but I don't see anything about them being Devon's poly panels. Let's see if they snap together. They're a little bit tight. I don't know. I'll play with that later. Right now I've got PrintABloks to play with. Oh, they also sent me, I forgot to mention, a drink coaster. There we go. So there you go, Greg. I'm advertising Xometry for you guys with a drink coaster. All right, here we go. So I'm excited to find out how these snap together, how well they snap together. I love these all sticking together like that. They seem a little bit loose, but that might be good. That might be super, super good. So let's talk about patenting. Like I said, a lot of people at the beginning of this said that I should think about patenting PrintABloks. Oh, that snaps together nicely. And as much as I know that people are coming from a good place when they're recommending that, oh, that's pretty satisfying. I'm not going to or planning on patenting PrintABloks. Now, the reason being, well, let's be honest. The number one reason is I just can't afford it. Patenting is an expensive process, and I don't have that sort of money. It would honestly have cost. It honestly would have cost just about half of what the Kickstarter made to go through the whole patent process, and that's provided that I don't have to defend this patent. So that's the first thing. But if this were something that I thought that somebody might want to rip off, that I thought that maybe would be worth it to somebody, then I would and I should absolutely patent this. But let's talk about what I would patent or how I could patent this. A patent, this block, these generic blocks and the holes that go in them and the connectors are not protected by copyright because they are functional, and functional designs don't get copyright protection. So I would have to use patents to protect them. However, what could I patent? What would I be patenting? Okay? Would I be patenting the idea of taking a block and connecting it with another block? Well, no, actually, I can't patent that idea because there have been people already before it who have taken blocks and connected it to other blocks with different types of connectors. So, okay, I automatically lose out on the patent of connecting blocks to blocks. Can I patent the specific connector and the specific hole that it goes into? Yes, that functional part I could patent. I could patent the connector, I could patent these little diagonal holes, I could patent the way they go both directions. That I could patent. Now, wait a second. Wasn't this, I believe, okay, ooh, that's the round connector. So I could patent a connector, I could patent a hole. Those are mine. I invented those. They're not protected by copyright, so if I wanted to protect them, I would have to patent them. However, here's the problem. This particular connector and this particular hole was specifically made for the process of FFF 3D printing, or FDM 3D printing, whichever one you want to call it. In other words, if you wanted to steal this idea and manufacture your own PrintABloks, you could not do it with injection molding. You could not do it with vacuum forming. You could not do it with any process other than FFF 3D printing or professional grade 3D printing. This is a design that works only with 3D printing. So this becomes the problem. Traditional manufacturing, traditional toys, they are all set up to use these other injection or these other manufacturing methods, and they would have to go to a company like Xometry in order to get them manufactured. So the question becomes, how much would they pay to get this manufactured? And the answer is, for, you know, a block about this size and one connector, this whole thing costs about $1. $1 on professional grade 3D printers to do this through a service. So they might be able to get it down a little bit, but they would basically have to be able to sell them for $1 a piece to make any money. That's not $1 for the whole set. This whole set would cost over $100. This little mech here would cost the retailers over $100. I put that on the wrong link. So if this whole thing costs $100 for them to be able to make a profit, who would buy it at that price? See, I made a process that was specifically designed for home 3D printers. It was not made to be compatible with traditional manufacturing. Consequently, I wasn't worried about anybody stealing it, because why would they? It would cost them money to steal this process, and that wouldn't do them any good. I realized I only had Greg print one of these shoulders, so I grabbed an FDM printed one and an FDM printed connector, FFF, I suppose. Let's see how it goes together. Oh, like it was made for it. And the other way around. Perfect. So that basically is the idea behind why I, didn't pursue the patent, because I thought that the parts that were patentable were not appealing enough. And so I thought, well, there we go. I don't have to worry about it being stolen because nobody who would want to steal it would want this specific process. I think that looks pretty good. That is a good looking medium mech there. Now the thing is, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, oh boy, what that's going to cost me in the end, right? I mean, somebody could steal this idea and make $1 million on it, and because I did not patent it, I would be due nothing. And part of me kind of wants to see that. I want to see how they would take this specific connector and do it. Now, what if somebody else takes interconnecting blocks and makes it their own? That's already been done. Those toys are already out there. So yeah. That's the basic idea. Did I make the right choice? Did I make the right call? And what do you guys think? That said, I'm really impressed with the full, the high quality, high professional printer, and what it showed me about this ball joint just not quite being right. You know, maybe I will take advantage of Xometry and Greg in the future as I work on these connectors and at least send them like 2 or 3 little connectors to do. But I'm also very happy that this process that I came up with for FFF 3D printing will work on a professional grade machine. I've always been worried that maybe they only work because home FFF printers are inaccurate. I designed them so that they would work otherwise. Well, now we can see that they work on professional grade. So my design is good. I feel pretty good about that. If you guys have something that you want 3D printed and you want to have it 3D printed professionally, Xometry, these guys do, I mean, you saw everything that they do here, but they also will do metal 3D printing. I got to talk with him about the process of making metal 3D print. He's just a great enthusiast of 3D printing on a different level than I am, than you are. So yeah, keep the Xometry people in your mind if you guys have professional 3D printing or know somebody who does. Yeah, honestly, Greg's a great guy, but there you guys go. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, if I mentioned anything in this video, you'll find a link to it in the cards, and you should check that out. Did you know that I'm social? I've got links to all the socials, and you should stop by and say hi. I really kind of enjoy it when that happens. Big thanks go out to my direct backers, and if you want to know more about how you can become that, there'll be a link right here that you can check out. And as always, I want to remind you, safety first, because I care about you, and I'll see you next time. Oh, that's interesting. Classic one there.